Hello everybody and welcome back to the Vault. We're back with more The Real Face of a VTuber. And we're back with, right as the trial begins for our first accusation. Hopefully I got it right. And that I didn't get confused too, because it seems like everyone else is also confused.
Please be seated. Counsel of the prosecution and defense. Are you ready to proceed?
Prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready. Very well, both sides may state their position.
The victim in this case is the CEO of Lillian Entertainment, Mr. C. On the morning of April 21st, his body was found in his office. Time of death estimated to be the night before. Various signs point to someone familiar with Mr. C and the office being the suspect, namely someone with a key. Which is why we've narrowed the suspects to Lillian's 6 employees. After our investigation, we've already found that Sophie is quite suspicious, which the prosecution will provide evidence for. Four, 5, 6. Just in case. Prosecution will provide evidence. There are 6 employees with a key to the office, so it's unreasonable to focus on Sophia Lure for that reason alone. Prosecuted truths and various signs are far too abstract. In reality, there is no evidence at the scene of the crime that directly points to Miss Lure. The defense will provide evidence providing that Miss Lure has a strong alibi, placing her away from the scene of the crime on the night of the murder. Prosecution is frankly accusing Miss Lure based on a series of false assumptions, not enough to prove any form of guilt. Assumption, which we will enumerate one by one today. Very well. I've taken both sides' claims into account. Well then, may the prosecution bring its first witness to stand? Please state your name and occupation. Zelda Haas, detective from the 4th Criminal Investigation Division. Please tell me what you think. Poisoned and stabbed to death in his sleep. Determined the murder weapon to be the paring knife found at the scene of the crime. The knife itself is the property of Lillian Entertainment. The knife was tested positively for traces of Mr. C's blood and body tissue. There weren't any other knives or potential murder weapons found at the scene of the crime. The crime probability of the murder weapon, paring knife being the murder weapon, is between 35 and 55%. We're still skeptical. It wouldn't have been easy to inflict the kind of wound found on Mr. C's body with a tiny paring knife. The killer would have to be highly skilled with a knife and quite strong to deal that kind of damage to a full-grown man. Yeah, think of I would be able to kill someone with a paring knife. Actually, the best with the blade in the whole department. Seems killer's knife skill might be better than even Detective Hoss's. Might have been there. Don't interrupt. Personal conjecture. Objection sustained. The witness need not answer the question. Trying to be funny. We found prints belonging to 4 of the 6 Lillian employees. Ileana Chen, Prudence Weeks, Faye Ward, and Sophia Lure. Depends on how much someone takes. The amount of Mr. C's was definitely enough to knock him out cold. I don't even think an earthquake would have woken him up. So, with this amount, sleeping pills in someone's system inhibit their ability to fight back. Basically, be completely unable to resist anything with the amount in your system. That is most likely why there was no sign of a struggle at the crime scene. Do you think? Think the killer had the victim take sleeping pills? Damn it. Oh, right. Defendant Sophia Lure. The pills found at Mr. C's were exactly the same as soot. One's in her possession, yes. And at least 4 of them had access to them. Amanda, Sophie, okay, 5 of them have these sleeping pills. Faye definitely isn't it. Though Faye might be her. On the police investigation, the victim ingested sleeping pills before he died. The defendant was in possession of the same type of sleeping pills, and her fingerprints were also found on the potential murder weapon. Very well. Well then, will the defense please start the cross-examination? That's waives its right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Oh? Going cross-examination will reduce the defense's chance of favorable outcome, is that okay? And with that, Pulse can tell the prosecution's claim is full of holes, so I don't want to waste time. Okay, I understand. And may the defense bring up their first witness. And testify on their own behalf? Isn't that dangerous? But our success rate is really high. Really? So it's not cross-examining the witness. Isn't that kind of weird? It's public defender Zoe Dunn. She's famous for that tactic. Don't let your guard down. State your name and occupation. Sophie Lure, town manager of Lillian Entertainment. In the office, use that paring knife.
The one the prosecutor mentioned. Mr. Leary often uses both sleeping pills and an office paring knife. Yet those two connections do not mean Mr. Leary is a murderer. That is all. Hit me right where it hurts. Told you she's a tricky one. Last fruit night to cut fruit and share it with my coworkers. Because I frequently suffer from insomnia, sleeping pills are often... She'll say I'm amazing and that I'm the best artist around, and whoever marries me is the luckiest man in the world. I like hearing her say that stuff, so I'll do it for her occasionally. So you're saying you're very good with a knife, huh? Or you could just say I'm very confident being around the kitchen. If you'd like, just in truth, maybe I could show you my skills. Irrelevant. Objection sustained. Prosecution cannot accept a date in the courtroom. What a shame. I was never going to accept. Alright. Mention Prudence Weeks. Remind us who she is. Works at Lillian. She's in charge of merch. You said you tell her to use the paring knife sometimes. Why? When guests come to the office, I have her cut up fruit, since I'm usually in charge of hosting them. Why can't you do it yourself? Prudence is newer than me, and she's easy to order around. When I first asked who used the knife in the interview earlier, she told me you're the only one who uses it. I lie about Mr. Weeks to use it. I didn't think that anything had anything to do with the case. Why inundate me with useless info when you've already got so much to worry about? And think that it's my job to determine what's useless and what's not? Just trying to help. Sorry. It's comedy culture. Can't sleep 4 days a week? That's pretty high. No. It is what it is. My work makes people happy, but it's stressful too. Have you seen the doctor about that? Are you looking out for me just in truth? Unexpected concern always catches girls off guard. Bad boy. Stop flirting with him. Gross. Objection. Gross flirting. Objection. Quit objecting to everything. Plus she was flirting, not... She was flirting, not me. Objection sustained. Please do not flirt with the witness, Mr. Truth. Your Honor! Please get back to the case. I was going to use her hospital records as a jumping off point. She didn't do that on purpose, did she? Wasn't even done with my question. Let the prosecution finish his request first. Call with this person? I live alone, but I like bringing people over to spend the night. Buddies do. Like to sleep with. Cute girls or bigger guys. I feel safe that way.
I think it's cute if they snore a little, but too much and it's annoying. Maybe. Why your sleeping buddies can't sleep? What will you do? Sounds like you're trying to put words in my mouth, Mr. Truth. Does it? I don't give them sleeping pills. That's why you're hoping to hear. Now I'll do some exercise before bed. But first I'll pour us both a glass of wine, then... God damn it. Enough! Do you want to hear more details? But the judge let you ask it everything. I'm sure now this has nothing to do with the case, but thank you for cooperating. That's a shame. Alright, this is really calculated. Have further questions? Zelda Haas, detective from 4th Criminal Investigation Department Division. Investigate everyone's alibi thoroughly, right? That's our job. Kent lives in the 4th floor of the fully equipped apartment building. There are 2 exits and entrances to the building, with the front entrance being under 24-hour surveillance. There is also a security camera in the main area of each floor and inside the elevator. It's a pretty fancy building, to be honest, makes me kinda jealous. Something about the security systems. The defendant appeared on the building CCTV 3 times that day. First 2 times were 11:22 and 11:43 a.m. Judging from what she was carrying, the defendant went to get food, which we can back up with food from a nearby store. The time was 9:02 p.m. She walked over to the elevator, lifted her hand to push the call button, but then after hesitating for a moment, decided not to push it. Instead, she turned and walked back to the way she came. Are there any exits not covered by camera? Potentially, you can leave from the emergency exit on any floor. There are cameras there, but the one the defendant's broke 3 days before the murder. So yes, the defendant could have left from the emergency exit on the night of the crime, which is something we've already confirmed and logged. Is there any evidence that she could have left through that? Found the defendant's fingerprints on the latch leading out of the emergency staircase and the banister leading down. So the defendant wanted to leave her apartment building at 9:02 p.m. on the night of the murder. She decided against using the elevator instead. Could she have used the emergency staircase instead? Fingerprints on the banister make that a real possibility, considering with the defense claim that she didn't leave her building that night. That'll be all, Your Honor. I've had the prosecution's claim. The defendant like to cross-examine. So many holes. Thankfully, my next witness will be able to fill them all in. I'd like to call them to the stand, Your Honor. Let's move forward, then. Where were you on the night of... Explain this to the judge. YouTubers use facial recognition software to map their own face to an animated character on screen, a virtual idol of sorts. They then stream online as that character. YouTubing requires a large amount of interaction with the audience, so with streaming it's not really possible to do anything else. So it's kind of like a TV broadcast, but those doesn't show their real face. Something like that, but if YouTuber can work alone from home and doesn't require a whole crew. I understand. Evidence 41. Would the witness please tell us who is in the picture? Damn it. Virtual representation when I stream. In other words, I'm Creeper's real face. Leading question. When did you stream that night? That night, Miss Allure was at home streaming. Judging from the nature of the job, it requires a series of uninterrupted hours in front of the computer. Because of this, the possibility that Miss Allure left her computer and went to the office to commit a crime is incredibly low. That'll be all, Your Honor. The witness testimony does not prove that she is definitely Karipa's real face. Let me remind you, Miss Truth, determining Karipa's real face is the prosecution's responsibility. Until you can prove who Karipa's real face is, for sure I have no responsibility to prove that it is Miss Allure.
The previous statement cannot prove that Miss Allure is the only possible murderer, can it? I agree with the defense. Does the prosecution have anything more to say on the matter? No. Please stop the cross-examination. Upon my plan. Remind me again what your relationship to Creeper is. Virtual representation online, meaning I'm her real face. You didn't say that before. Before you said you were her agent. I'm also Creeper's agent. To be more specific, I'm Karipa as well as my own agent. Not to keep my identity secret, I only tell people about the agent part. Difficult to balance streaming with your agent work. To be honest, it's not easy, but it does have its advantages. If I get less than ideal offer, I can always use checking with my client as a bargaining chip, since that client is me. I see. What if someone trying to reach you while you're streaming needs you to call Karipa on the spot? How could that happen? Say it again. I am Karipa's real face. When Karipa is streaming, I am streaming. And am no longer available as her agent. What you described could never happen. So as Creeper's real face, you must know everything about her, right? What kind of Vtuber would I be otherwise? Let me ask you. Wild Goose, which is my, as her agent, alter ego online. You're shipped with yourself? What's so weird about that? We did it on purpose. Oh. Oh? There's only one artist at Lillian, but fans like to see the interaction between couples. So Creeper talks about her interactions with her agent during streams, letting the fans imagine a relationship between the two of them. Since Wild Goose doesn't have to stream, I just bring up Creeper sometime on social media, and let the fans fill in the blanks. Makes the shippers happy, and it's all engineered by us. But really, I need to ask her, are you putting yourself in a relationship with yourself? I like myself so much, I ship myself with myself, yes. What's wrong, Justin Truth? You don't like it? You don't like yourself? Huh? Eh? Right where it hurts. This woman is mean. I like you at least. Thanks. Eh? Yeah. Don't look at me. Just back to the case, alright? Okay. Topic of the stream that day. Marshmallows and chatting with fans. We think. 30 minutes into the stream, one of the marshmallows mentioned boobs. The next few minutes we chat about that. Creep is relatively shy and innocent when talking about certain actual topics, so I basically talked about what I thought the other employees' breasts might feel like. At the time, I said that Wild Goose's breasts felt great, and that I'd like to touch on his boobs, but didn't have the guts to. Fans said they thought my mom's boobs looked nice. I retorted that my mom you're talking about hands off. So what? Was that enough to prove I was streaming that day? Yep. You're her real face. Do you think that's a strange thing to say? I mean, I say my breasts don't look like they feel great. That's not what I'm saying. Got feeling very confident about my own body, you know. Fuck no! I'm flat! Yeah, let me try too. You've had your chance at the sand. Please shut up. Can you please stop fixating on the witness's breast, Mr. Truth? Wait, she brought it up, not me. What was your question, Mr. Truth? Trying to ask the witness about telling the fans she wanted to touch her own breasts. Trying to insult my body. Please stop messing with me. Two different people? So I don't understand how that statement is weird. In fact, I'd say I have every right to say it, since I am Wild Goose too. That's all I have to say about that. Got it. Computer at all. Wait, 7 to 10? Evidence 42. Could you explain why you appeared in front of the elevator at 9:02 p.m.? I did take a short break at 9, yes. But on it. Feeling a little out of it that night, so I originally wanted to go downstairs and grab a coffee. I didn't want to explain everything to my fans, so I just said I needed to take a quick potty break. But then as I was about to get on the elevator, I remembered I had some old coffee still in the fridge. So I went back to drink that instead. To answer your question, are your fingerprints found on the emergency exit staircase then? Sometimes like this. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. For exercise, my fingerprints were probably left over from one of those times. Why the camera was broken, I have no idea. It had nothing to do with me. 2 hours and 20 minutes into her stream, Creep took a 10-minute break. She didn't turn her model off, so it didn't notice at first. You told our audience you need to use the bathroom, but in actuality, went to grab a coffee from the first floor vending machine. Then you remembered you still had some in your fridge, so went back to drink that instead. You said that was at the same time as you doing that, but that was at 9:20. You were there at 9:02. This is why you were on camera at 9:02 p.m.? Yes, that's odd. Well, we see from the stream that Creep did in fact take a bathroom break 1 hour and 20 minutes after starting, which was 9:20 p.m. But you're caught on camera at 9:02 p.m. How do you explain that discrepancy? I don't know. I just remember leaving after 9. I don't remember the exact time. Shame. Well then, I guess it's time for the defense to present their evidence. Is that right, Mrs. Dunn? Seems the defense has their work cut out for them. Does the prosecution have any further questions? Do you have more concerns regarding the real in your face? I'd like to call my next witness to the stand. Prosecution, next witness is... Please state your name and occupation. Honor Chen, Karipa's father and real face. Father, he refers to the one who made Creepa's 3D model, so my next witness is Lillian's own digital model, the one who made Creepa. Also claims to be Creepa's real face. Could there be more than one real face? No, there's only one. But for certain reasons, right now, there is more than one person claiming to be that real face. Let me remind everyone that right now, the focus of the trial is to determine the viability of the defense alibi, not to find Creepa's real face. Also, prosecution has applied to the court for a legal search warrant. I'd love if the court would be able to approve that application as soon as possible. Looks like we have a lot to play too. Very well, let's get back to witness alibi. Can't have honored Chen saying she's the real face, right? Right, since she can't prove that. So complicated. What kind of communication platform do you use? We have a chat group on DC. It's useful since we all work from home a lot. All hours are specific ones. Not specifically. Some people will even read messages in the middle of the night. On April 3rd, Creepa was streaming a shooting game from 6 to 8 p.m. I'd like to ask you then. Did you receive any messages at the time? I received a message from Sophie at 7 p.m. Solution. Was Miss Allure sent them during Creepa's streams before? On April 7th, 12th, 14th, I got messages from Sophie on all of those nights while Creepa was streaming. As was said before, streaming requires a high amount of concentration. Sending the messages while she's streaming would break that concentration. This casts doubt on the defense's claim of being Creepa's real face. Are those your concluding remarks? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Will the defense cross-examine the witness? The defense waives their right to cross-examine, Your Honor. Are you sure? I'll have Mr. Allure personally answer the prosecution's questions herself. No need to waste time. Great. Very well. If that is what the defense wishes. Next witness, please take the stand. Send work messages to your coworker. Can you explain how you could send a text while streaming at the same time? There's downtime during streams, even while playing a fast-paced game as loading and spectating. prefers handling urgent work matters during a stream so she doesn't forget. This does not negatively impact her job as a VTuber. As such, this does not negate her claim to be Karipa's face. No further questions, Your Honor. Something's not right here. What is it, though? What? Yes, Your Honor? Sorry. I can also just reply the messages while chatting with fans. It's pretty easy. Even if I'm playing a game with two hands, there's downtime between matches when I'm dead. When other people are talking during collabs, I have even more time. What do you do during these little breaks? Getting texts during a stream is pretty common among all VTubers, really. It's common to get more messages from an agent during more important events. So you send messages to Karipa during your streams as her agent? I was referring to most VTubers. I'm Karipa, as well as her agent, so of course I'm not sending messages to myself. But while I'm streaming, I get messages from Mr. C or even event planning, etc. When I said agent before, I just meant management in general. Records of a conversation provided to us by Honor Chen. At 8:37 on April 7th, you asked Miss Chen when the mock-up of a new model would be finished, if she could finish it earlier. Could you tell me what you were doing on stream that made you want to send this message? I just announced on next event to the chat. The image I asked Honor about was going to be used during that event. I remember during a meeting we said we'd run a test stream early, so I thought I'd text Honor. These are records of the conversation provided to us by Honor Chen. 2:23 on April 12th, you talked to Honor Chen about the model and asked if she could fix some mistakes. Could you tell us what you were doing on stream that made you want to send this mistake? Message. Exercise game that day in wearing a basic motion capture suit while streaming. During the stream, I realized there were some issues with it and thought it might be the model itself, so I sent her a screen cap and asked her to fix it. Exercising while sending that message. At one point, the mocap completely froze, and the model just hung there, all contorted and messed up. Date with color. .605 on April 14th, you asked Status Model Q, specifically if she could add variation of wings movements. Tell me what you're doing. Free chat. Mentioned a drink I was a spokesperson for, then remembered the client asked if we could add wings to go with their theme, so I figured I'd ask Honor if she could make the movement a little more varied. Understandable. On the night of April 14th, you were chatting with your fans about a drink you were representing, which prompted you to ask Miss Chen a modeling question, right? Right. Can you tell me what game you were playing that night? A horror game where you escape a train station. I'd like to present Evidence 43. The greatest stream that night was titled Secrets Revealed Exclusively. Interview with the creator of today's hottest game. Mr. Lure, also that night. There wasn't any free chat with the fans. I forgot. Interview, right, because there was another sponsor. That's why I remembered all that about the drink at the Wings. If you don't mind, I'd like to present some more evidence. Conversation provided by that drink company you were referring to. On the night of April 14th, you had a text conversation with that company for about 20 minutes. Can you explain to me how you could be interviewing a game creator and having a 20-minute conversation with a client at the same time? Onyx, the one with the problem. She's the faker. How could you believe someone like her? It's one thing to masquerade as my daughter. Now you try to bring me down too? And how do you explain the April 1st debacle? Didn't the sponsor just bring us the wrong info? That's enough fighting. Right now it's already clear that the defendant conveniently forgotten one too many things about Kariba. Right now, the prosecution believes that the defendant potentially utilized their position as Kariba's agent and opposes her in order to fabricate an alibi. Very well, I understand. Who is the next witness? Next witness will be able to expound upon the defense motive, as well as the biggest reason why we doubt her innocence. Faye Ward. Thank you for believing me. No problem, but you should start explaining yourself, or do you need a specific prompt to get started? I'll tell you everything. Just ask me what happened on the night of March 16th. Please believe me. Please don't let me down. I'm betting all on you. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Faye Ward, Lillian's project manager. Please tell me where you were on the night of March 16th. I was organizing some documents. It's stayed at the office really late. Especially interesting? I think I figured out Mr. C's secret. I don't know why it was tucked in those documents. But the secret was an insurance policy, and the beneficiary's name was Sophia Lure. What? I took a photo. Can I show you? This was Mr. C's life insurance policy. There are multiple beneficiaries written on it. Sophia Lure is listed as primary beneficiary without any specific relationship given. I'm so surprised. I didn't think they were set that close. They have a special relationship. Well, it's like this. I was really curious, so I checked Sophie's social media, and on one of her friend's pages, I saw a picture of the two of them together. Any other proof? That friend is Oshi. Sophie commented on their photos as the most annoyingly PDA couple ever, and then she tagged Mr. C and Sophie. Thank you. As we heard, it shows on social media the victim and the defendant were an item. However, the defendant hasn't brought this point up in any of her testimonies. The life insurance policy states that the defendant would receive tangible benefits if the policyholder, the victim, were to die. Does this have to do with the case? I think we better find out. Very well. I understand the prosecution's statement. Does the defense intend to forego cross-examination? I'd like to cross-examine the witness. What? Seems like an important question. Then may the defense begin their cross-examination. Please describe how you found the insurance policy exactly. Yep. tell anyone else. Hypothetical question. What was it that drove you to finding out more information on Mr. C and Mrs. Lewis' relationship? I'm curious. I know that it's wrong, but I couldn't help it. There's testimonies against Lewis. Mutual friend's social media page. I didn't. I just checked on everyone's movies friend list one by one. One by one? Much time. How much time did you spend investigating Mr. C and Mr. Lewis' relationship? 1 or 2 days? Don't really remember. Stumbled upon a document at work completely unrelated to her job. Then she didn't report it, but instead took a picture of it and spent 2 whole days looking into the victim and Mr. Lewis' relationship. I think the witness motive for doing this should be further clarified. Furthermore, we do not have any proof that this insurance form is real. The defense thinks that the prosecution's claim is lacking in strong supporting evidence and does not establish Mr. Lewis' potential motive for murder. They didn't even confirm the victim and defendant's relationship. That can't be good for them. I understand. Who's the next witness then? Before calling the next witness, the defense would like to respond to the prosecution's claim. Very well. Prosecution casted doubts on whether Mr. Lewis could reap his real face. Doubts which have been supported by reliable evidence. What? Hold on. This isn't what we agreed on. That was before you lied to me. But you did, so now I'm doing this my own way. I want to change defense attorneys. Oh? And what is the defense reasoning for requesting this change? She doesn't believe me. She's not going by what we agreed to. Well, from the court perspective, everything the defense has done and said so far has been to uphold defendant's position. As such, the court thinks that changing defense attorneys would not be beneficial to defendant. Request denied. May the defense please continue. Thank you. The defense believes Mr. Lewis' claim to being Karipa's real face does not hold water, and would like to rescind that statement. But isn't that good for us? Then why do I have a bad feeling about this? The defense would like to question its last witness. Why are you helping the enemy? Eh? The prosecution's witness. Because Zoe said she's going on a date with me. Could you please not be so easily bribed? You're a detective. Please be quiet, Mr. Truth. Sorry. Police's investigation, the victim arrived at... Current estimated time to death is between 9:50 and 11:30, right? Right. Has the police investigated why the victim was hanged? was around at the time. We originally thought the victim had a habit of staying late at the office, but this morning came into some new information. Tell me this info before you do it. Please look at this. Discord messages? How late are you staying tonight? I want to talk to you about something. I wasn't planning on staying too late. Want to talk today? Just wait up for me. I'll meet you in the office. Don't you need to stream? Yeah, just wait for me, please. Okay. Please check Creepy's message in the apps, and she has a lot of deleted messages, including those with the victim. Screenshot messages just shown was taken from the social media platform this morning. I asked one of our IT guys to check its authenticity, and he confirmed the screenshot wasn't doctored. We think it shows some of Karipa's messages before they were deleted. So it was found on social media. How did you find it? I scrub the internet for specific keywords every day, especially regarding Karipa's case. Look at how big it's become. The specific screenshot was posted by someone who goes by the name Operator A. Then it's spread around the net like wildfire. Have you looked into this Operator A? Of course. We weren't able to uncover their identity, though seems they use a lot of anti-tracking software. That said, we did find another piece of information online. Take a look. So I deserved it? So it's company policy that when an artist is harassed and bullied online, you just don't do anything about it? I think you're being overly emotional. I didn't say I wouldn't do anything about it, but accusations like this need proof, which you haven't provided. So now what? You'll have a meeting and make everyone agree with your plan to remind everyone you're the boss? I told you already, those weren't my intentions for the last meeting. Well, I can't reveal my identity anyways, so my opinions don't matter. The way you want to do things is completely unrealistic. You realize that, right? I'm going to deal with everything, just not at this moment. Anyways, I'm too busy to deal with your hissy fit right now. Fine, whatever. I don't need your crappy company anyway. I'm late for our meeting. I'll talk to you later. Don't bother. According to the conversation records, on April 14, Mr. C and Karipa got into a heated argument, with Karipa even mentioning the idea of leaving the company. And have the authorities investigated the possibility of Karipa being the culprit? Fuck. We haven't. We figure Karipa is a virtual phenomena. More of a concept than anything, and not the focus of this case. And for my last question, have you looked into who Karipa's real face is? Fortunately, while we have looked into it, we still don't have any clue who it is. Give us the goddamn warrant already. Victim had an appointment with Karipa, which is why he stayed late in the office. There's new important information we know for sure. Did Karipa's real face enter the office? Did she see Mr. C get murdered? Does that argument have anything to do with this case? The defense argues that the prosecution must immediately change the direction of their investigation and look into the possibility of Karipa's real face being involved in this crime. Now I know what didn't feel right. So always never believed the defendant was Karipa's real face. But now that we proved the defendant isn't the real face, she can claim the real face is the killer. Looks like I've walked right into her trap. That's so we don't scary. This evidence wasn't submitted according to the procedure. Very sorry, but we got a hold of this evidence just before the trial began, and didn't have time to submit it properly. However, the defense feels it is not only reliable evidence, but that it's crucial to this case. We feel a qualified prosecution would also feel the same way. What does the prosecution think? I have no interest in victory. All I seek is the truth. Justin? Do we only come here to win a case? No, right? We're here to catch a killer. That's the only reason we're here, dealing with this defense lawyer. Guess we already made up your mind. Truth? Sorry, Your Honor. I was just thinking. The prosecution has decided to allow this defense to deal with new evidence. Likewise.
We'd like to forego cross-examination. Are you sure? Yes. Victory is my only goal here. Detective Haas may be an idiot, but her investigation results have always been reliable. I'm sure the evidence is good. But just know, Haas, I won't let it slide that you didn't immediately inform the prosecution of your new findings. We'll talk after the trial. Crap. Duly noted. Now, are there any other witnesses? No, Detective Haas. Is the defense's last witness. Is that so? Then both parties may give their concluding remarks. I already know Sophia Lure's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. The claim to being Karipa's real face has also been proven false. A lie making us reconsider she truly did stay in her apartment all night. It's also been found on the victim's insurance forms that defendant would have come into a large amount of money in the event of the victim's death, leading and the motive to the case. The prosecution hereby asserts that there exists answer suspicion regarding the defendant's involvement in the murder of Mr. C's murder. The prosecution can still not prove that paring knife is the murder weapon, rendering Miss Lure's fingerprints meaningless. The defense has also already admitted that the defendant lied about being Karipa's real face. That said, the prosecution is still unable to prove whether she left her home on the night of the murder. The primary point of uncertainty in this case comes from the newly uncovered fact that Karipa arranged a meeting with the victim at the company's office. The defense argues that Karipa carries the greatest suspicion in this case. Miss Lure should be acquitted of all charges. I understand. This court has determined that there are too many unresolved factors in this case. The prosecution should conduct a new investigation and collect hard evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. As such, this case will be retried at a later date. Court adjourned. Oh, okay. So I gotta accuse more than one person. A dog ate the search warrant? Yeah, it's taking so long I checked again at the court, and that's what they told me. But that kind of ridiculous is that? The country's tuned in for this case. Can't we get an exemption or something? Why are they being so difficult with this? I already tried to complain. It's not your problem. With the discourse like online, Cricket's fans and haters are basically at war. Some outside content creators are chiming in too. The fans and haters are both pretty rabid. I'd say they're evenly matched. What about Operator A? Alright, Operator A, their account has been active since the very first hearing. Since they're posting Lillian's internal information, everyone's been paying close attention. Would you like me to look into their identity? You know, I've always thought investigations should never be tainted by internet chatter. This case seems to be different. I've decided to dive into this myself. If you wouldn't mind helping me get set up, how do we find the killer? I'll need concrete evidence to do that. Good luck. Call suspect over? No, I want to see what I can find online first. I've already made and logged onto an account for you. You should be able to see all of the info you need using this. Thank you. Need me for anything? Just call. Lobby. Sophie. Oh, Amanda. Right. She's not on there. I'll go through those a little bit later. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe, ring that bell, and I'll see. And I'll see you all next time on the vault. Peace.